o Cauã, pode pegar a primeira kill, o strafezinho, segura o dedo, controla o spray.
Making sure that nobody can really take it. Adjustments. Right!
Welcome back, everyone. And Evil Geniuses have tied things up 1-1 off the back of, well, I mean, quite frankly, Jogamo just breaking some ankles. Like a couple of fools out there looking like...
3 seconds ago, before you intro this, you go, I'm playing Neon on console. And then the stinger hits, and then we get into it. So, I mean, that really just...
Dude, it was insane. I mean, this guy was, bro. I want to go hoop with him now because he was breaking ankles, man. Like, this dude is crazy talented. Look at the movement from the start of this game. I mean, it was already like just ridiculous. And I think some of the slide kills, and he just kept heating up and heating up and heating up.
Now we got to see that one play though.
The way he was using the stuns, like we'll see it. Like
my man did a full 180 turnaround on that with the stun and to prevent the advancement.
From here it just gets crazy. Right here he gets another slide kill and tiles while full blind. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he came around, hit him with the Palpatine fingers.
There's no one that I've seen so far be as good with the slides as Jogamo. In particular, other people's slide movement has been so much more predictable. And his is so varied. It's constantly throwing people off.
You know what's funny, too, is I feel like his slides got even better on defense, which technically shouldn't make sense, but he was just pushing down, taking so much path control and being super aggressive. Like, it worked out perfectly. Yeah, like you said, that tiles play was insane. I don't know.
8-1 on first kills to first deaths Again, same stat line as Lotus.
Yeah, he's playing. The man is nuts. I mean, it goes without saying, Jogamo has always been insanely talented. But, you know, we talked about it before, right? He's the type of player that thrives with those movement agents. One of the best raises in the world.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Guy can do whatever he wants
and
to.
That's why I like that they're experimenting with so much of this, right? Experiment with ISO. See how good he is on that. Because he was the best raise, and now he might be the best Neon. Like, this is the sort of thing that you just got to figure out with the guy, and he will deliver. So I'm mad perplexed as to what's going to come on Icebox, where I don't know what the agent is going to be.
It's going to be like standard VALORANT, you know, just like across the board. Just
Louder's still running the double controller. Here comes your Harbor Fighter, your
Sky or something like that.
Yeah, there's no way.
No shot.
Yeah, I mean, I am just as curious. I'm sure everyone is, you know, pretty much on pins and needles wondering what the hell we're going to get on this one.
With the EG at the beginning of this year, they brought out the deadlock on Icebox. They're one of the first teams, if
with
not the first of this year, to have a deadlock. Yeah, with Jaw playing.
All I'm going to say is, because I recall at the pre-show, there was a certain member of this talent team that said that EG will be a team that defines the meta. And there was someone really smart, really bald who said that. Who was it? Athena, was it?
Couldn't have been Josh. It wasn't Sideshow. Who was it?
I think it was me. It was this guy. EG defines the meta. I don't know.
I mean, you were cooking. I'm just saying, it was mild. We already knew it was going to happen. You knew it was going to happen. It's like... it's like predicting it when you see it already.
Yeah. Well, listen. All right. What is it? A broken clock can be right twice a day? Come on. All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about Iceboxes. Clearly, I can't give myself flowers. But yeah. So now we're going into Icebox here. And Bala, I know you were talking about this like during the break. You were mentioning how like you're seeing people do crazy stuff with Neon on the map.
This is a map that Neon can work, and we haven't seen it at the pro level because it's crazy. Like, it's insane to try to go for because you don't have those long corridors, you don't have places, but when you watch people who really know Neon, and I'm sorry, but none of these pro players, even Jogamo, come even close to the type of movement that you see from the pro content creator type people on Neon.
People are doing like funny movements.
Yes, exactly. For clips, they're playing an unrated, whatever, but like the movement you can do on this map on top 410 with the ropes, with all these sort of things is insane. With the jumping through nests, like there are some things that can be done that you will be mind blown by. So if he does it, I'll be mind blown.
Something tells me Jogamo might have watched a few TikToks or something like that just to try give him a little bit of the tips there, but we'll see what happens. And it seems as if, okay, so we're getting a no duelist comp here.
I think we're getting a deadlock.
Ooh.
I feel it.
Which EG has done in the past, so it's not going to be the most.
Diversity on this map right now is just so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh, brother!
Yo!
And with the heart. This is crazy.
Harbor
I mean, listen,
goes
we saw
crazy.
FPX with the Clove on this map at Shanghai, and it was some demonic activity from life.
And we were talking about how we wanted to see ISO with other agents and more synergy to be able to follow through with all those shields. And I feel like with Harbor and Clove, that's going to be awesome to watch.
Ask and you shall receive. All right, guys, both teams need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. So let's go ahead and send it back over to your casters, Brandon Sideshow, for the call.
That's right, both of these teams, 2 and 3 overall. Just in the season this year, a win here, put them nice and even, but a loss would really just set you back quite heavily in terms of the goal of meeting champs at really just almost the end of the year. It's not quite even the end of the year, man. It's like, it's a couple of weeks away. It's 5 weeks away.
Yeah.
Really not that far away, but we're reaching that end point, and this is where it really matters most, you know, the beginning of stage 2 for these teams. And here we are, the final map, which is Icebox, and we've seen, honestly, some beautiful stuff from both of these teams so far. It's gone to the wire, and yeah, we'll see them now on a bit more even territory, you have to imagine. You know, no more of the own map picks. Icebox and EG, what are they cooking?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Chogomo is obviously having an incredible day, but the ISO, it wasn't able to find huge amounts of value on Lotus. There was a lot of spam through smoke, spam through walls to stop the shield from gaining momentum. You can definitely spam through smokes on this map, for sure, but like, the walls are not as penetrable. It's possible Jorg just starts dominating here if he gets a snowball going. Good Nano Swarm denies the wingman.
To the jeers of the crowd. Another tap from Salak.
Yeah, but they're going to have to wait for the next wall cycle. And this is now difficult for Loud. They haven't got the plant down. Everybody on EG knows that they're trying to go towards B. And Apot's getting some level of decent info in mid. Wall back up, wingman back out.
Is he over the supplement? Chogomo. Has he got that one from Shield now? It's activated. Bit more breathing room as well for him to try and take some of these fights.
Good wall from Apoth.
Here we go, centered flying forward, one of his own. Chogomo already eating up a bit of that damage with the defuse. Not sure they got half or not. Loud just want to choose to stand their ground and face it all. There's damage done to the last 2 players of EG. It's still a 2v2. Anyone's game. Anyone's round. Running forward. Superman realizing he has to get a bit of a move on, but the shots all on point now for the Loud players. 2 years and less. Shut it down here and wrap it up nice and pretty here for the first pistol round of Icebox.
I think that's a sick idea, though, from EG. Throw out the ISO wall and get half behind it. It was almost impossible for Loud to be able to deny that. They just had the thinnest angle. There it is. And if you look at the timer, it was milliseconds away from getting that permanent half on it. Now, if they can adjust that slightly so that it's somebody else getting on the defuse as Chogomo pushes forwards with his own wall, I like it even better. You know, there's ways of refining that, but clearly cooking with the ideas.
They shot her. Sana.
Loud playing the no duelist composition on the other side of things. We know roughly how they're going to want to play this.
Poison's off.
Both teams, though, are going to have these smokes from the Clove and the Omen in more unexpected positions. Fankata falls, but that's not a rifle denied. Superman, though, if he's able to get a pick, that's then danger.
No one's watching it. Potential there for a second when Spike dropped down. Denying it. The gun's going a bit of miss here.
You can't reconnect with Les. Les is getting space on A, but how are you going to cross in mid?
Can't afford to lose any more of these guns.
Derek's going to hear this.
Should at least one pair of the footsteps.
No
Make the
contest.
call.
I
Yeah.
thought they were going to maybe try to fight.
But they pinged it out. So calling for a heavy stack of EG, then making sure that they move players over towards this direction. They know that Les has got this space. Hearing that shield. Up and away, Les, man. That's just goddamn sharpness.
He's too good.
Yeah.
His
Spike
raw
planted.
aim, his crosshair placement, and how calm he is under pressure.
There's definite chances for EG, or at least there were, but now just the classic in hand. Too much for Derek to overcome, so second round's there. Only blessing in disguise, really, is that they did a bit of that damage to the economy of Loud. Only 2 of the rifles getting saved. See if it makes a difference.
They only came into the round with 3 anyway, so
Yeah,
it's
so
really
still
not
buy up
gonna be
into
bad.
it.
Yeah. We're going to see EG fighting all over the place. And certainly when you look at the team composition, the 2 heavy hitters from map 1, Chogomo and Superman for Evil Geniuses, those two players are going to need to step up on defense as well. That's your ISO and Clove. Those are the players that are going to be looking to try to take fights, especially when Clove's ult is online.
Dodging and weaving the initial util. The high tide's going to be just separating them away from the A site. Slow and steady though. Looks like that's the game plan for Loud. No overstepping themselves. I'm sure that they watch it with some crossfire angles.
It's pulled people away over towards mid. They're looking for information despite the fact that the turret and the alarm bot are both down, are both active, I should say. Both been placed in mid for the defense. So EG go through, break the turret, make it feel like they're in mid, and now they're back over towards A. Just trying to mess with Sadak's understanding of what the defensive setup is.
Drone not seeing anything here. Left alone over towards the A side. Everybody heading over towards B.
Here? Yeah, Sadak can pick up Alt Orb and then get thrashed with plant.
It's faking.
Doesn't even
want to pick up the orb.
30
Doesn't even
seconds
go
left.
for the orb.
Ryan back with 30 seconds left now. Less hasn't given up the space. Still has the front section of A, so they don't have to hard re-clear this. They can save what they util now for the back of the side, but just slightly ajar there. Less not expecting that somebody, at least that he's going to be visible on that angle. Nade at the floor. Time running short. Running away from them almost entirely, but the high ground angle's enough to just at least cover this one, but the spike has been denied from the plant. Sadak has to stick this one himself now, has to be guarded, and he will do just that. So the plant down now, his team helping him out over the shoulder with the shots.
Still gets Thrash online. Pushes back. That line of scrimmage. Oh, what a base back! Lovely!
Great movement. And the last player detained. 2 years. Holding it down. The pre-fire Superman. Maybe he shouldn't be getting away with this one. He's left it to the 1v1. Superman comes online at exactly the right time.
Perfect moment, bailing Loud. Or bailing EG, sorry, out of a round that would have seen Loud get up to an enormous advantage.
That's a crazy one to win.
It's a ridiculous 1v3. Small, unforced error there from Les. But that's beautiful shooting.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that Superman was putting together map 1, and he cooled down a little bit on Sunset, but it didn't matter because everybody was working well, and Jorgamo was dominating. Now he's back. Cloval online, Superman can take really aggressive fights. Over towards A. Fighting with Jorgamo around 410.
Looking for this guy to get active. Bit of the util being used though, just posturing them away. Still with a heavy control and hold. Onto A by the EG players with the 4 players committed. Does leave Nature a little bit, wary. You can see this guy is just jiggling into mid because he doesn't have a turret or an alarm bot to watch that angle, so it's all being committed over towards the B side. Mid is a big avenue that's just open right now for Loud. Of course, Loud don't know this. Man, this guy, it's on point. That's an ult that is not going to get value. Superman,
there's no way.
Is he getting an assist or a kill? I mean, Les is actually still sticking around though. Close to the corner. Middle, misses. Out wide with the pre-fire. Expected. Superman who had to make the play there in that moment. Still action over towards the B side now. Mid, watch for Les. That adjustment is ridiculous. It's Loud. We're just picking up all the pieces, forging a path to success and around with it, man. That is a 3-1 finish now in the round. This map here on Icebox.
And we were looking a lot at what Les was doing over on the other side of the map, battling Clove and then fighting in mid. But on B, the actual exec itself, both of these teams are going to be playing aggressive post-plant positions a decent percentage of the time. Not every single time, but because they're both playing Clove, Omen, you can put smokes on the bridge that connects top nest to kitchen, and you can try to fight on site. You can smoke off orange, you can take more space. And in this spot, they took space on site and then even threw paranoia into Snowman. It actually gives you so many different ways of playing those post plants rather than just the standard, we are going to plant and then fall back to yellow. It actually makes the map much more interesting.
Akada's job, just to contain. So his teammates had his back as well. But a risky, eco play by EG. 4 players up the gut, seeing if they get a cheeky kill. Doesn't work out.
Les is playing fairly aggressively as the Sentinel player over towards A. You know, he's not scared of anything. And I think one of the reasons for that is that EG are not running a jet, so he's not really worried about like an early push across the ropes, updraft, into your face, that kind of play. He's just taking space and getting good info for the team. Now everybody comes back into Superman.
He's missed it.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, there was a chance there.
Yeah, but not too much more in the round. Though, of course, Superman can still apply smokes, but that'll only really matter if EG can get a kill or something to make this a bit more even.
Terry not expecting the wall to just drop down in his face.
That's cool.
That is cool. Rebound on the flash. Full blinded up onto Jogamo. He was not expecting that.
Yeah, a little bank shot. And Nature left to just try to deny his own ult orb, basically. Yeah, not gonna happen. But Cowanzine, he has that KO already. Yeah, I think the fact that EG are gonna try to look to take fights with the ISO and the Clove is a little strange in some kind of sense, because they don't actually have flashes to set up those aggressive fights. And so they have to just try to contest areas, dodging utility, and then primarily the double smokes comp is going to want to play for retake. So,
yeah.
You know, it can do multiple things, but not as well as some other compositions at doing just one spot. It's a bit more of a compromise comp.
EG forced to take this time out now. I was wondering if we were going to see it into this round or maybe the next, because this is the important one. It's already Lauda getting that momentum behind them. 4-1 currently. Ult's being purchase port online as well, because Cowanzine is sitting on that null command that can just essentially win you a round almost as well. At least give you access to one of the sites. So EG, it's their time to shine. It's a full investment. It's a gun round. They need a good plan, or at least something to work around, because right now Lauda, like I said, they're running away with it.
Yeah, I think a little bit of pressure and then dropping off to try to play retake is probably what EG are going to look to go for. Honestly, on both of the sites, which isn't pleasant to be put in that kind of situation. But I'll see what Nature's setup looks like.
Right there.
I would assume he's not even going for... Normally you'll see one nanoswarm on site to try to block that wingman plant, no matter which site he's playing on. But here, I feel like if it was a B hit, Nature would just be getting caught in the null command anyway.
Mosh pit.
Trying to play his utility forwards, but it's a stack on A, and that's where Lauda headed. I think just early pressure here and then playing around the harbor roll is gonna be your best chance of success.
Noise being made. Fights to be taken, and one out by the Loud players instantly. It's a null command. That's a rip now, emanating out into the site, but almost not even necessary. It's overwhelming.
It's over. Cowanzine deliberately knocking himself so he can get res back up with full HP.
Not that it really matters.
It doesn't matter at all. No, it really doesn't. It's a 4v1, and Nature, left again alone, was on the opposite side of the map. His team had the correct stack, but I think this is a trap that a lot of teams with the Clove can end up falling into. And we certainly saw this, as White was talking about with Life from FPX in Shanghai.
Yeah, just...
Clove is actually not that great at playing aggressively before their ult is online. If you're gonna play that crossfire in a super aggressive position, you don't actually have the...
Oh, wow.
Oh, my. A brutal way for Nature to fall. Just trying to keep the gun online.
You are right. I mean, yeah, it feels like everything in Clove's kit leans itself to playing more aggressive, but it doesn't really suit it in a certain sense. Other comps do it better.
Yeah, I mean,
if you want to play aggressively up close, like if you have some flashes available at least, you look at the comps that Lauda play now.
Yeah, and not just the flash to go super aggro, but if you want to play an off angle like that, pick Reyna.
Yeah.
Like, I know that seems a bit silly. Nobody's really playing Reyna at the moment, but it is viable to play Reyna if you want to fight on unusual angles like that on Icebox. And Clove is not Reyna. They are very different, even if all of your Reyna mains are now playing Clove in ranked. I guess they've all moved on to ISO at this point.
Yeah. And the money's not looking too hot. EG.
Right there.
Got to get around on the board at some point.
Yeah, they've kind of squandered their best opportunity.
That's what I was saying before the timeout, right? It was the pivotal round. one that was going to make the most sense for them to try and win, invest everything into, but being pushed apart. Undercut.
All of this pressure is just to allow Pancada to out Cube as well.
Not able to get a refresh there. Double tap. Does a cancel the ult. Just to trip them out a little bit.
I mean, I don't like the idea of going mid to A on an anti-eco round. I thought they were running it as a bit of a distraction so that Pancada could slip through, but he's not gone for the more aggressive option. I like Pancada's positioning, though, once they commit to A. It's not like they have a ton of utility to get him out.
This could get messy, man. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, losing these players. Jogamo has ult and a rifle, too. Very easily can turn the tide of all of this one. And he snaps him up. It's going to be a 1v1 that's occurring. I believe 2 years is going to be caught in it. And isolates the fights all over the place. 2 years. He does win his out. Jogamo dropping, but they know where the body is, and that's an easy collection. With Superman getting all that one. So 12 seconds left. Unwinnable now for Loud. Just falls to pieces. And Pancada will be afforded a few of them, but it's not a round win. It's EG with a thrifty. Needed to happen.
It did for EG, but I think that's a pretty horrible way of playing an anti-eco round for Loud. I mean, anti-eco rounds, generally speaking, you want to be setting up some kind of like 4-1 default. One player goes and sees if there's a stack on one side. You get ready to react into the opposite direction. You don't do something like walk through mid to A where you're open to tons of different angles. It's a cute idea to throw in on a rifle round where you need something unusual to happen, but I don't like this game plan for Loud. And they did end up getting punished for it. Keep it simple, Sadak.
Dart's going to be dealt with there towards the back wall. Slow and steady. Just for Loud. You do want to keep it simple as well. Not getting ahead of themselves. EG being granted that lifeline though.
And this is keeping it simple. Use the Thrash to clear this area out. Allow Less to come over and pick up the ult potentially. Make sure you're holding to punish anyone who's looking to play this aggressively.
Superman has the ult, not even necessary. Wins out the fight single-handedly. Movement's nice from Pancada, but you're going to see it instantly coming back into the action. Not dead yet. Needs to find a kill though, and everybody's going to be holding their ground just for now. Slightest of our angles, but Superman feeling empowered. Just running it down forward. Shield gone out. Less cannot avoid capture. Too many players swarming him.
And another beautiful round from Superman. The 1v3 earlier was imperative to get EG started. It was the only round they got out of the first 6. It was that 1v3, and then Superman's also had another blinder there. The ult was just a cherry on top. It wasn't even really necessary. The round already won at that point in a 4v2. But just decided to style on him.
So nice stuff from EG. The 2 away from making it up to 5-5. Loud using their grip.
Yeah, just, I mean, exactly predicting that Superman will be playing on the same angle again. That's a lovely adaptation. Great read. If you commit B, though, Clove's still going to be able to apply those smokes. This is where the mind games happen, because Les has got a fantastic ultimate for being able to clear space. Do you want to go for it still?
Coming down on swarms. TP across from 2 years.
Going out.
Les is not playing with the squad. They are not prioritizing this lockdown at all.
Way out of there, Dizzy. It's a blind fire from one of them, a pre-fire as well onto the back corner. Nature just about avoiding and dodging all the way from the paranoia, and he's to claim that kill. It was lit up. It was Jogamo who saves him from that embarrassment. But now the pit dropped down. This will cover most of it. One-way smoke in their face. Don't think that's going to be doing too much good.
No nanoswarms on Spike. Lockdown only just now arriving.
Jogamo forward with it though. Now with the wall, Apoff diffusing. Might be able to get half. It's being covered. A dominating position. It's Derek. He's gained all that ground. Still onto the edges of all of this when he needs to spot this lockdown. It's tucked right around the corner. It's forced the issue for him, and Nature is pushed back into the outer rings of it. The turret to catch him. 1 HP and a dream. Diffusing. Oh no! No way! Who on earth is Pancada shooting at? I don't know. Does he think he's fighting Goliath? Going up to the skybox.
I mean,
Where were the shots going?
Where were the bullets going? Is he trying to give the guy a haircut? What is going on there? What is that spam? It must be to do with the elevation because Pancada's just so much higher up when he's on top of green. That round never ever should be going the way of nature. He just can't get away with that.
That's a blessing, man. I mean, it starts off all well and good. I'm not going to lie. Listen, sigh of relief from the EG players. They can barely believe it themselves.
Yeah, they've just been gifted it. Christmas come early. Oh, it's Jorgamo's birthday tomorrow. That was a little gift from Loud.
Yeah.
Nature's 1-7, and he's just won them around straight up. Now, throughout that as well, you're seeing that part of the retake ideas from EG is that they're running a composition that has Cove to potentially get half. You have the ISO wall that can potentially get half as well. There's a lot of ways that they can cheese that first half onto the spike. And then from there, I guess you sometimes get...
win a moment.
Yeah, you sometimes get gifted something like that. But big mistake coming out from Loud. This is 3 in a row from EG. Huge error. That was less committing lockdown too. Not to get onto site, but to try to close things out.
The odds for Loud taking a step back. The money's still strong.
It is,
which is surprising. They're making full advantage of it, I suppose, the prior wins they were getting.
That's a vulnerable with a shock dart to start the round off to see if Derek can just get a cheeky kill on someone going up the belt.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Pretty similar to the shock molly combos that we saw pioneered many, many years ago.
It's afforded Superman a bit of the space now.
But this is the thing.
Yeah, it doesn't have his ult.
You're not playing Reyna.
And they know exactly how to pre-fire it. Hunter's Fury. It's going to be used. See if you get that connection, but Derek has missed all the marks. The target's waiting for him. There's a high tide. It rips its way across over towards the A site. Does put a bit of a pause into the round for Loud.
I mean, at least there was the extra layer of the Hunter's Fury being thrown in there.
Yeah.
But it didn't save him. And smokes, again, still available if this does end on A. And Loud do keep committing into the spot where they kill Superman early on. Nature's ultimate is excellent for retake, but he's super committed over on B right now. He's not playing passively, so he's got a slow rotate over to A.
30 seconds left.
The smokes are going to bloom and blossom on the Loud side of things. Ape off. Forward to the Cascade. He's fully blinded up. Not a clue where these players are yet still. They'll be handed to him. Onto the high ground. 2 years. It's traded. Derek's still holding it towards the back of the line here with only a few seconds remaining. I mean, the spikes dropped and the players forced to fight. They just can't get over that hurdle. Shield broken. Yeah, it doesn't really matter though, does it, man? That's going to be 5-5. EG, they do even it up.
Yeah, you're seeing the value that Loud or the value rather that the Shield has in some of these spots is simply that Loud have to jiggle peek spam to try to remove it before they can take that fight. Sadak really wanted to try to get that spike back, and he had to try to deal with the Shield before he could ever commit to taking a fight. Slowed him down. 5-5 now. EG running away with things here towards the end. But Loud ults online. A 4-player stack from EG though.
It's a big committal again. Jorgamo! Oh my god, man. Just takes the fight to him. He was traded in the end, but already these Loud players have toppled over. There's only 2 of them left. Thrash movement, I think, going a bit ajar.
Shadows traveling.
Tio's quickly going to be vacuuming up most of it though. Able to get that plant down.
What do you do against a lockdown in this kind of spot?
Goodness me.
Shadows traveling.
Gotta fight aggressively. It's the only real shot. Drone tags it though. Lockdown comes through. What do they have?
Go, Wingman, go!
Paranoia. Any sort of play, just seeking to delay. Sadak, it's aggressive, it's risky. The cancel with the ult. Lockdown comes down. Guess what? They were waiting for it.
I think they were ahead of that one. Lovely play from EG. Nature getting involved with his rifle as well. Picks up Pancada through mid. Every fight goes the way of Evil Geniuses there as they find the brawls that they're looking for. Jorgamo's been a consistent factor the entire match. The rest of the players have been really up and down. Superman's now coming alive. Derek's finding his opportunities to trade out Jorgamo and hold nice, supportive angles for him. They're actually finding these situations to take team fights and win them. Spots where the inexperience previously has been a big problem. Now, they've got their feet under them. It's Loud under pressure.
Yeah. Round 12 now of Icebox.
Every first half has been 6-6.
It's gone down to the final few moments here. Now, money is flourishing for EG. Derek's going to be able to pick up that operator. None of that's going to be making too much of a difference. No players heading over towards the A site. Instead, all over towards B. This is a very committed position by Nature. He does get his... Listen, Nanoswarm's off. Couldn't avoid that one. He's going to be locked himself into that 1v1 Jorgamo. Shield's gone. Removed, but Snappy once more. The movement is nice. Just on top of it.
Another mid lurker dead, and Nature, he takes contact, but ends up going down.
Right there.
Loud make this a little bit more winnable. Positioning just fully known right now. Loud are committed, waiting for the wall cycle. Finally, fuel in the tank, so we'll go up. Trying to get a move on, but it seems to be that hesitancy in their play. They don't really know what moves to make. Wall goes down, facing, tripled up onto the angle. Apop doesn't give anything away. Plays for his life.
Great information.
But a kill given. Straight away now, Apop. At least with the one. Turns the fire onto Pancada. Kawazine almost given a haircut. Bullets whistling right over. Jorgamo was just holding Util in his hands. Citroen, timing. Just seeking to take it. All down to it. 2 years. Time. What the hell is happening here? They've just missed each other's ships in the bloody night. All around, but EG with a final blow and finish onto that. Ending the round with a flourish. 7-5.
Switching sides.
The first half of Icebox.
Finding themselves an advantage and a crazy series of rounds. 6 in a row, looking sharp, getting big moments out of Superman, out of Jorgamo early on again. Some ridiculous slip-ups by Loud as well, it must be said. I mean, that one where Nature just snuck it away from them is going to be living rent-free in their heads, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And this time, EG finally behind on first kills, but ahead at the half.
It doesn't follow any trends, man. This entire series is going up and down. You can't follow the numbers. We'll send it over to the Desto to break it all down so far.
All right, so, I mean, you know, I think it's safe to say that this has been an exciting game. It is delivered in many levels here, and there have been a lot of players that have popped off individually. One guy in particular, Kawazine, you got to give him his flowers here. What an incredible performance we've been seeing from him, and even though it kind of slipped toward the tail end of that first half, you could definitely feel his impact at the beginning of this one.
100%. I think Kawazine is one of the most underrated players really in the game, period. I'm going to be honest. All of last year flew really under the radar. I think has for this year as well. He hasn't been at the level he was last year, but when you're seeing him play like this, you know, you're reminded of the Kawazine that was at those international lands on deep runs with Loud, putting in serious work.
Yeah, I mean, look at his ACS, 300. Not only was he using his util for his team to be able to fight, he was also using it for himself to push up, be aggressive, and take as much space as he could. And we saw him getting multi-kill after multi-kill. I think it was like 3 rounds in a row. He got a 3K each time. Granted, one of them was an eco, but still, it counts. Like, it counts. He went crazy. Like, he managed to push past, and he also, like, his KO ults, he's able to call them and actually use them towards the executes in such a good way. He still kind of creeps up, gets the first pick, and then on contact uses ult.
Yeah,
so.
denying some important util is a super big factor. For me, that half came down to that one clutch from Superman, that 1v3 lighting the fire for EG there.
Yeah, because it was looking bad.
Yeah, it was looking really bad. Again, Jorgamo wasn't finding super early impact, none of that stuff with the ISO, and all of a sudden we've kind of flipped it, and it's now a 7-5, which is unfathomable beginning of the half.
A crazy round as well where Nature was somehow able to stick. That should have never happened.
Yeah, no, but at least he got a haircut out of it, so that was nice. But of course, this is it, folks. It's going to go, pretty much the chips are going to fall either way. We have no idea. An exciting matchup through and through. Let's send it back over to Brendan's Sideshow for some more Icebox.
And again, it's anyone's game, man. It's a 7-5 finish towards the half here. EG with the slightest of advantages with those 2 rounds, which, you know, came down to some, you know, very fundamental different moments occurring, right? The nature stick that the Des was talking all about as well. But it's pistol round now. putting our focus on, because let's make the difference. Will Loud be able to even it up early on? Or is it just going to be EG running away with it?
Turrets destroyed.
Definitely chances for Jorgamo to take over on attack side. I think it's much easier to get the value out of ISO in those spots.
Right here.
The Smokes duo of 2Es and Pancada. Didn't think we'd be seeing them playing together, but here they are, battling over B main.
Oh, what a pre-fire. Just expecting that position, top 410, right?
Yeah, that's a nice one. Nature not really had too many moments with his gun in this round, but in this map so far, but that's a big one to put things on the board for EG.
2 years has been eating a ton of damage, trying to hold on to the back of Yellow over towards B. Big middle of his players. Nature didn't have the right crosshair placement for the job.
Almost got it done anyway.
He did. Just for the adjustment. Less now on 10 HP, and he is... Okay. Could have been a bit of a classic moment, but no. Top back up with a heal. Superman.
And now going to be a bit of a raid boss, isn't he?
Yeah. Got that pace injection, but he's going to be backing away with the rest of his team to make sure that they hold on to this. 2 players allowed. It's Pancada swarming, dropping down now into the site. Derek just tucks his head right round the corner. He's anticipating that nobody will account for him. And he'll be correct with that. Adjustments there as well from all of the guns and the pistols. Doing work there for EG. Up to 8. Setting themselves up now for a really strong beginning.
Thin out their numbers.
All of those issues that were plaguing them on map 1. Couldn't win a pistol, getting bonus. That's all, it's gone out the window.
Yeah.
These areas where Loud are able to find success and push that momentum into massive advantages is not the area that they're finding any success anymore. They were able to split pistols at least here on Icebox, but Loud are going to need something massive to get back into this game, I think.
That's not going to see too much there. 2 years. Up and over.
Hello?
Yeah, not too sure what the sound cue is.
I mean, there's a blizzard going on. I know that it's Icebox, but the weather doesn't seem that bad.
Pretty sure it'll disappear if Jorgamo goes down. I'm not kidding. We just need... Okay,
Oh, there we
did
go.
It did go.
Cancelled it with the Altor
Thank you,
pickup, I
Jorgamo.
think.
Thank you for saving our ears.
Yeah, send it to the devs. And so again, the point that I was making earlier with the Harbor and Clove, they can take a lot of map control on B. They've got these 3 players to deal with. They may not like the look of this even, EG. Perhaps looking to commit on the opposite side of the map where Nature's playing, but once they get onto site, the Clove Smoke's really good in these kind of spots.
Spotted it. Yeah. Leave just the leg seen from Les as he was just trying to get that top nest position.
A good pickup.
They do have peace of mind now. Sticking this plan, EG. No real chance for Loud to win out into this one. Or just seeking to delay. But for EG, I mean, man, this team, you can highlight any one of the players as well, but he augurs well. I mean, a lot of parity being met, I think, with a almost to the same degree of their run last year. Don't want to call it just yet.
I mean, that's getting...
It's a storyline that we've been following, I'm not going to lie.
Getting a little ahead of ourselves.
But it's matching. I think they were at a similar point last year. They were at 4 and 5.
Yeah, but they made it to Tokyo. And they had already been in the finals.
Okay, well, let's run another international event and give them a chance.
Well, sure. But they've had their opportunities to make it to 2 international events. And they haven't, you know, the last chance is champs now.
Okay. So my narrative has been ripped to pieces.
Well, I think both of these teams, both of these organizations are like, they're on somewhat similar trends to the previous year, but almost like a step down. For example, Loud, they normally have that dip in the middle of the year where they didn't play particularly well at Copenhagen a couple of years ago. They didn't play that well at Tokyo last year, but they were able to revitalize themselves, get ready, and perform pretty damn well at Champions in both situations, even winning one of them. But this time, they actually failed to even make Shanghai, which was the first time that org has ever missed out on an international event.
Right here.
Since signing the Brazilian super team led by Argentinian captain Sada. So, you know, both following parallel paths to their history, but just like a chunk lower. And reflected in their regular season record right now, both 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And this one, it matters so much.
Exactly. That's why we've been highlighting the importance of this match.
Turret
Right here,
smoked off.
and now Loud. It's a good opener.
Kawanzin's going to get stabbed in the back.
Yeah, there's that opener. Finally found. Fighting over at 2 for Nail for
down, B.
the main choke point. Spike's been dropped down on top of it, so that could be a bit of a retrieval job. A lot of noise being made by these EG players. Even the Cove committed by Apoff just to make sure that he can get out scot-free. Reclear being caught by Loud, sending that Dizzy forwards. But Superman might have found a timing of his own.
Timing's on timing.
Oh, here's it.
Yeah, the footstep's fantastic there for the timing that he's got.
He doesn't want to commit.
But this is a great spot. I mean, you tuck yourself in here, you're shooting the back of people's heads.
Oh, he's going to be catching.
I don't...
does he get spotted here?
Yeah, I don't
I think
like
the
this.
spot's just a little bit awkward, isn't it? Oh, it's all gone. A little bit skew with, and now he's forced to try and take this fight. Loud. Got to be on him. Yeah, and straight for the wall. I mean, 2 years can just spam him, warbanged, and dropped.
I think he had the round in the palm of his hand there.
Definitive
and he threw
chances,
it away.
yeah, for sure. Not able to do it now. Left up to just Nature and Apoff. Jumping up. Damage already been done from these bullets. Loud to make sure that they stick together tightly. Discipline in play. Smoked off onto the spike. Sanak can stick it.
Well, they needed a round like that, Loud.
They did.
I mean, Loud themselves have made so many mistakes in these kind of spots that they'll be loving the fact that EG have just made a similar kind of one. Because EG just had so much freedom over towards the A side, and Superman had got a gorgeous timing. Maybe just overthought it a little bit, because I think his first position was quite nice. He may have been worried about people coming out of A and spotting him as they're rotating from screens to heaven, something like that, but I think he was pretty good in the first spot that he tucked himself into. Hasn't damaged the EG economy too badly, though. They've still got rifles up in this one. But round 16 is going to be very important. That same idea of the vulnerable into the shock dart hasn't found a pick, or really any massive chunk damage throughout the map, but hasn't stopped EG for going for it repeatedly.
Right here.
And it's, for example, denying Sadak, you know, access to ult orb, which would put Thrash online. Although I think it was Kawanzin that was going for it.
Awesome to respect the space. Jorgamo. Oh, wow, what is that? Expecting a jiggle. Paranoia. Flying, the shield's going to be taken off here and a reposition, at least with the TP. But a great first kill. This Jorgamo just leading the charge. Nature feeling the heat. It's really going to be tested now up onto this extremity. Nature survives on just 5 health. Should be dealt with, and yes, this with the mosh pit rebounding. Meanwhile, up onto the other side now. It is a 3v3 still. Sanak is going to have to get a bit of a move on, but he does have that ult earned.
Superman detected by the alarm bot in mid. Les looking to re-clear, spots it. And now they're just going to try to commit to the retake instead.
What is that? I mean, adjustment by 2 years. That's sublime. Even if the crosshair placement wasn't quite there, and they double up for the cleanup over onto Derek. Sticking from 2 years, you have to get a real move on if you're Superman for any chance, but he's just walking all the way. He's been covered. Almost with the denial, but not quite. So Loud. I will say they've got their foot at least back beneath them.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good
Money's
job
being
here.
built back up.
And they're also punishing the economy on the other side. These 2 rounds in a row have now knocked DG down onto an eco. I love the entry from Jorgamo again, just to talk about it for a little moment. Even though it didn't end up defining the round, he's taking that swing before he pops shield, which you might be thinking, well, why isn't he using one of the best abilities that ISO has? But that makes a global sound. And so other people are going to be ready for swing timings, that kind of stuff. He's trying to be unpredictable, and so he gets the swing before, puts himself at an advantage, and then pops shield to try to carry things forwards. You don't need to copy that kind of stuff in your ranked games, though, because the people you play against are a little stupider. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, they're not thinking about the same stuff. They're really not. They're just saying, guys, just swing. Pancada, straggler court of Superman, who's just seeking to just hold that one. You're running straight over the Nana swarms Kawanzin. Forward approach, perched up. Dealing with any adversaries that might try and make their mark onto that A side. That is lovely finish now, and Loud is just edging, creeping closer to an even scoreline.
Guns back online for Evil Geniuses. Getting close to ultimates on both sides. Could come online in the middle of the round. What a flip!
Yeah, I mean, okay.
That's nasty. We certainly could see an attempt to open up this round with Derek. You know, normally, Sovas are going to try to start rounds where they have the Hunter's Fury online by throwing out a drone, seeing if they can get a tag. Maybe a kill here onto Kawansino less. Instead, Derek. Oh, yeah, he is. He's going for the drone. Doesn't quite spot anything through the smoke. Oh, he's got the tag.
This feels out of range to me. I feel like he's way out of dodge. That's just backed away, even with it.
Good movement. And Jorgamo pops shield. Active for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a long time to try to wait it out.
That's the ult too. I'm going to be going for it though. Just priming for the vulnerability. Sends it along with the wall. Now, here we go. Good capture. Straight onto Les. And with that shield barely there, and he wins it out almost easy as. Nice little pre-fire off to the side. Attainment onto 2 players though. Needs to be that cover. Needs to be firing. The Super is there. Jorgamo right behind him. Trades available. And Nature survives another day. Leaving it to just Pancada to 1v2.
Out in the open. Out in the open.
Spike planted.
Just covered by the pillar. And I think, yeah, Molly landing too short. Potentially Nature not taken away. Not even vulnerable, but he does need help. Jorgamo. What's the positioning? Shows back up and they swing from it. Perfect timing.
I was scared there for a moment. I thought Nature was planting on the other side of the pillar. But yeah, choosing that safe position to tuck themselves in. Jorgamo running rampant there, finding another big round to run that ISO success. What a clean shot. 2 of the best aimers, not just in this server, but that we have in all of Americas going toe-to-toe. That all got ended in less than a second.
And blink the 9.
I have more tests.
Still massive ultimates available for EG. Still stuff that they can make work. Bit of A control, lockdown, tons of opportunities for them to get onto site fairly freely.
Bit of wind in their sails perhaps as well, like you were saying with these ults. Definitely can cook something up. No, I'm not seeing too much, but EG. At least know that nobody's pushed up over towards A now with full control of it. The one way is going to be slowing them down.
Yeah, I don't know whether Nature's really going to want to invest lockdown here because Kawansin's going to have a lineup for it.
Wants to play here from Superman. We can see it. Just really X-ray. There's lots of players now going to be swarming. His position, there's no way he stays alive here. Just didn't adjust. Not with the aim. What?
There's no way!
You're not getting out there, man. Pop through the window. Skipping around. There are so many players going to be seeking you out. Lockdown.
Ambitious.
They're all the way in their spawn, man. Jorgamo, he's hunting them down. Entertainment. At least onto the 1. And EG needed to make a play in that moment. 3 versus 3. Slowed them down to a crawl. Now it's up to Loud. Got to get a move on. Rapid pace needs to be taken. Dart. It's going to be pre-fired off towards the back wall. You can already hear it ticking. Underhanded flash is good and aware of it. Loud with all the kills in the world. Seal it up. A 9th one for them. And I'm not letting EG get away with it.
In rounds like this, in tense situations like that retake, Loud have had the advantage by just being able to bulldoze their way through and win straight-up duels. But this sent me. What on earth is Superman up to? But it did kind of play Jorgamo in.
Hard committal.
Yeah, Jorgamo getting 2 off the back of all of that chaos, almost making things worthwhile. What is going on out here? Bonkers Valorant. And Loud getting a great retake off. Like I said, barreling their way into backside and just trying to take fights. There's a flash peek over through Maze, but the others just swinging out through rafters and winning duels.
EG now forced to at least feel like they have to take that timeout. They have had a steady string of rounds, honestly, just been chaining them together aside from, excuse me, at least only just a 1. It's Loud who've been stringing them together.
Yeah.
Maybe good timing for the timeout, but
it kind of felt like EG had a good idea of what they wanted to do, but it was mainly just off the back of, you know, the pistol and the follow-up.
Yeah.
They've been close to getting things across the line, but they haven't quite been able to in this half after they got, I think it was 6 in a row to finish out their defense. It's been quite streaky, this game. You know, one team gets into the groove of things, and then it takes a while for the other to figure out what's up. And EG's economy is not in a good spot, so Jorg is going to have to try to make magic happen with the Vandal.
He's been asked to step up from his team. numerous points now over the course of this series, and he's definitely delivered. See if he can do it now when they really need it most. The wall doesn't really dodge and avoid most of that damage. In fact, spraying him through. Nature dropped down to half HP. Up top, though, that will be traded. Jorgamo with that rifle.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of that, really, because you've just allowed Jorg to get up to an ult and shield online.
Potential game changer. Here it is. Let it rip. Lays it down. Holding for the angle. Bit of a pre-fire. Up versus Les! And with it, just wrangles the beast that is that rifle to claim that kill.
Good job Jorgamo had the shield.
Exactly. Made all the difference in the world, but still, he oversteps himself there. Seeing if he can push the advantage even further. Pancada swats him down.
Kawenzine on the flank.
This is a difference maker with Superman. Off to the side here. Has to be that reposition of Pancada. He's left alone.
Kawenzine's got this. Beautiful timing. Fantastic from the initiator there. Catching the play with the spike in one of the worst positions over towards danger. That double tap is never real.
No.
Just a bit of a fumble on the input there from Superman.
Screams of it being a bit of a fake. And look at the reposition. Kawenzine making sure that he doubles up. Love the decision making there.
So 10 to 10. Another round, honestly, where Jorgamo plays things as well as he possibly can to let AG back into things. But the weaponry just wasn't quite there. And now, most of the big ults have been invested for EG. So the economy gets evened out, but ult economy in favor of Loud, and I think that's going to be very difficult for EG to get through. The defending team has Thrash and Lockdown, and those are just amazing for stopping a sight from happening if you wanted to use Thrash like that, or enabling a flood defend, or even going for a set retake. There's so many ways of making it work. This utility designed to put pressure onto a player that's playing aggro, as Pancada is.
Almost there with a punish. EG forward. Jorgamo pick up the orb again.
Yeah, please. My ears.
Please. He's running it down now. Alongside the team. He's trying to take that one fight. Dizzy up and over. Knife dropped down to the floor. Superman also dropping down to the floor himself. Nature. He was a straggler over towards A. Does pick up 2 years.
He's been doing a good job, actually, of giving EG opportunities in the round. He's opened up A again. He's been able to find less in some of these spots. This time finds 2s. The ultimates are still fantastic to go for a retake on A. I think Sadak's job here is just to make sure nobody oversteps that mark and starts pushing into spawn.
Jorgamo is miles away, man. He really is. You with bullets. Might make the difference here for Sadak, but now he does have the ult. Thrash going to be committed. Jorgamo, got to get a move on here. Time working against you and your team.
But even
Thrash clears it through.
Even if he can just get in position to break the lockdown, he's got a good spot. Nah, he's not going to have the time.
I don't think so. He's going to be pushed out of space and position, at least with a Hunter's Fury. That's a tap. Forced it out of range now, but the knife's going to be broken, but that's a wingman. It's going to be broken there. One last pulse there from the Hunter's Fury. Sticking now, that's Sadak committing all the way onto Half. There needs to be a kill coming through at any point, and time now, and it is finally there. Half on the board, maybe a chance for Kawenzine, but he's got too much to account for. Too much to deal with. And it's EG up to 11. It's been back and forth, back and forth. Elements of streakiness on Icebox itself, don't get me wrong, but finally EG at least getting the rounds that matter.
How did the wingman end up going down there in that spot?
I think it must have been some additional spam or something, because it was like one burst of the Hunter's Fury, right? And then...
Yeah, it feels like in that kind of spot.
Drop down.
When the Hunter's Fury isn't used to break the lockdown, you kind of want to bait that out. And then the idea is that you commit wingman as like the second wave so that it's on the spike as you can press forward. But, you know, small details being missed. It's neither here nor there. EG up to 11 and Loud have just got to focus on the next round. Try to put something together. That was their opportunity to set the advantage with the ultimates. Squandered. Fight happening over towards B, but it's Nature versus 2Es again on the A side that could open things up. That's how the previous round went so well for Evil Geniuses.
Vulnerable in the shock tart. No damage done. All the emphasis placed. Oh, they all just spotting it. She gives away the position. Not that's going to be mattering too much with EG still.
Over there.
Semi-committed over towards B.
I feel like we've seen very few Flash Dizzy combo reclears into areas from Loud. Their composition does allow it, despite the fact they don't have a duelist.
Yeah.
If Sadok wanted to get aggressive off the back of the Dizzy and a flash, you know, he could. Pancada picks the time in 30 seconds.
Yeah, this
to
is
try
beautiful.
to commit into this. It's gonna be difficult.
Good luck. The decay damage is going to be ripping him to shreds surely, but he can't quite get these players out of position. In through mid, underhanded with the flash, but still no kill. And it's all falling to pieces. EG! They worked their way to a magical win here, up to 12. And a final stepping stone as all that stands between them and stealing away this series.
The history between these orgs is so back and forth. We've seen them clash in some iconic matches in the past. Last year, we got treated to 13-0s, upset wins, revenge matches too.
Enemy remaining.
This one's been brilliant.
Yeah. What a treat it's been.
The depth of ideas is so nice, but I really thought Lauda got the better end of that one. Superman has had some fantastic moments here. Map 1 and Map 3.
Oh, yeah.
But I think, you know, a bit of an unsung hero, Derek, who hasn't had as much to say, except here on Icebox, and he's finding really good timings to back people up. I think the spacing has been the thing that's impressed me the most. He's so tight behind the people taking duels. Even if Jorgamo doesn't get value out of his fight, Derek's right there to be able to trade somebody out or holding an angle to punish a Loud player who's getting a bit too aggro. And that, I think, is where you get the best out of a supportive player like Derek.
He's been on point with the trades.
He has. And I think that's put a lot of pressure on this Loud squad. 2 chances for EG to close out. And Derek 1 away from ult.
I think he just used it.
Yeah, it was almost, what, two rounds ago?
Yeah, not too sure. Let's go, EG! Turns it back, though. Up to 12. And like we've been saying, one more round will do it. It's Loud. Left to simmer in the timeout of their own choosing. Maybe they can make something of the round. Still stand a chance. Comes down to these little differences. Jump spot of Jorgamo. Too much revealed. Pre-fire onto the corner of the drone. Even with that tag on the Pancada, will be pushing him out of the picture. And a re-clear's called by Loud. They are heavily committed. Lots of players up into mid. They've been doing this prior. Anti-flash played. Variety of players. EG are ready for it, but still Loud. They persevere. TP on top of the box. 2 years. There's Jorgamo left reeling. Not expecting that type of angle. And why would you?
Oh, that's a really bold play from Loud there. Nature's trying to make the timing happen. On the other side, caught by Les.
Yeah.
Beautiful angle from Les.
Takes one to the temple. Loud. Staying alive in the series.
And what a round to pull out. EG were ready for that play through mid. They were holding an anti-flash position, like you mentioned. But as they swung in to punish the mid push, Loud hit their shots better. And were already posted on the angle, ready to punish. Ended up backfiring there, EG. But they've still got another opportunity to close out Icebox. That angle that Les is holding is so good. We've seen plenty of other Killjoys running that spot. Good for punishing aggressive lurks onto the site. And Nature has been trying to open the spot up for his team. Sadak. Whoa! 2E's dropped. Thrash online, but it cost 2E's his life.
And this is it, isn't it? Right here. The round that matters the most. Drone forwards, 2 players caught in an unfortunate position as a molly and the nade committed along with Hunter's Fury. And the Loud players, Kawazine, you cannot withstand it. The heat has been turned up, maximum temperatures. And it's EG, you can taste victory. They're barely there on the precipice of all of it. Such an important series. Both of these teams, 2 and 3, as we've been mentioning, and with every player that falls, it's more and more likely. Evil geniuses. A match win, hard-earned all the way. Unless faced with an impossible position, cannot do it. EG winning this fated matchup once more versus this Loud org.
Fought victory with some fantastic ideas, amazing individual performances. and dispelling the inexperience that has previously stopped them from closing out matches that cost all of that effort. Their good ideas and big plays did not go to waste here. They punished Loud for making the small errors, found their gaps, found their moments, and capitalized beautifully. That's now 3-3 between the orgs as well. It's so even between these storied rosters. Or storied teams and organizations, I should say. For EG, the full rebuild this year, it's only Jorgamo that remembers being at those kind of heights, but they're finding their wins, and who knows where this roster could potentially ascend to. Oh yeah. There's still, for teams in this group, there's still quite a few matches left to play. The record, it's not excellent at 3-3, but it's certainly better than Loud's at 2-4, and still,
Exactly.
you know, plenty of other opportunities as they look to play against MIBR, Furia, Lev, 100 Thieves, other teams in this group.
Other teams that, listen, you can see potential chances here for EG. It's up in the air still, but with this win, they've made it just a little bit more likely.
Yeah, for sure. I think these are the two teams that are kind of, you're looking at with the potential to go upwards.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe alongside Furia, to be honest, after their performance against 100 Thieves today.
It was very unexpected. They were rejuvenated.
Yeah, this group may end up being sleepy good. I mean, sneaky good. I don't know. I got sleepy.
Sleepy, I mean, listen.
They were sleepy last stage.
Not quite anymore.
This group really was sleepy.
That is an excellent finish. I mean, EG, hard-fought win, I think. This Loud team, they came to play. Listen, it got silly at times, don't get me wrong, but I got to say, both of these teams have stepped up massively, and they've taken the break and used it well.
I think if there was anybody that I would call the MVP of this match, though, I know that Jorgamo didn't really dominate on this map to the same degree, but he was there consistently the whole way through, and I've utterly fallen in love with his Neon play. I want him on Neon all the time on some of these big maps that can afford to do that.
Nah, me too, man. I mean, it is beautiful to see. Anyway, let's send it down to Smix, who's down on the stage, standing by with Derek for the Verizon post-match interview. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Bren, and congratulations to Derek as Evil Geniuses come out on top over Loud 2-1. First and foremost, congratulations, of course, and a happy early birthday to Jaw as well with this victory. Did you not know it's his birthday tomorrow? I knew. You looked a little surprised. This was all planned. But going to the games, obviously, in the first two maps, you trade each of your map picks, and then it all ended on Icebox. Started off rough, 1-5, but then we see an 8-round win streak coming out from your team, and then things got super neck and neck and chaotic. Break it down for us.
Yeah, I mean, I think we started super slow on first map. I think it was just a warm-up map, getting the nerves off from taking like a month-and-a-half break. Once we brought the confidence back map 2 and then into map 3, I feel like hitting that win streak, I felt like it was our game the entire time, but we just threw certain rounds that made it close.
Well, for us viewers, we had a lot of fun watching this series, even if it got stressful for you at moments, mainly because of all the new fun surprises we saw from both teams, but specifically, definitely for you guys. Knowing that Loud and Sadak are innovators themselves as well, in the preparation for this match, how much did you have to take that into account as well, or was it just about getting comfortable with all of these new patch changes?
So we noticed that Sadak was playing a lot of Neon in ranked. Matter of fact, I played against it, and he was looking nice. I think going into it, we're like, yeah, he's probably going to play some Neon. But yeah, I mean, we treated like any other team, just prepped as much as we could without a lot of footage, but yeah.
Well, it definitely looked great with this win here. And now, last question, you're going to be facing Furia next. Furia, I think, surprised everyone when they not only beat 100 Thieves, but did so 2-0. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I was in the back watching that. Boosty, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good, Boosty. But
he's retiring.
Well, I'll get the revenge.
Sounds good. For now, congratulations once again, Derek. And we are gonna head to the desk as we have Jaw ready and standing by.
Thank you so much for that, Smix. That's right, we're joined by the one and only Jorgamo here today.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you, brother. That was some wild stuff.
Oh, for sure.
You that one, the sunset, you running back and forth like Sonic the Hedgehog, zooming everywhere. I was tripping. But in any case, though, what was going on with EG during the break? You know, you guys were on the precipice of being able to make it to Shanghai. You didn't, you know, like, well, actually, it was playoffs, I believe, right?
Yeah, playoffs.
So thank you, Ball. Always there for backing me up. But yeah, you guys were on the precipice of being able to make playoffs. And, you know, I know that you guys felt like you were in a really strong spot coming out of stage one. So what was the EG camp kind of working on during that time frame?
Yeah, so the EG camp, like, we think we took like a few days off, maybe 3-4 days off. And, you know, we said, hey, we got to go right back into practice. We left off, you know, beating NRG and Sentinels, and we're like, guys, this is where we could be. We just got to bring it to the next stage. And, you know, bringing it today, you know, showing our teammates, like, we didn't lose any of that confidence. That's, like, the biggest thing that we've been working on, just our confidence, practicing, trying these new comps, of course, you know, and just kind of having fun with all of it, because at the end of the day, we're playing a game. We want to have fun. We want to make sure that we're all confident playing the game that we love, of course. So that's what we've been practicing, you know?
Okay.
That's nice. Yeah, speaking of new comps, actually, was ISO a big choice specifically against Loud, or just in general? Have you been feeling the ISO gameplay?
I mean, I enjoyed ISO before the buff, but people slept on it. So, like,
I see how it is.
Hipster over here.
So, like, coach was like, if we made playoffs, we would have played ISO, like the old patch of it. But
okay.
Since we didn't make it, you know. We gotta make do. You know, the new patches makes him crazy as well. Now he's getting nerfed, so might not see him. We might see him again. Like, depends on me, right? I don't know.
But I mean, you were gonna play him pre-nerf or pre-buff, so you know.
I'm sorry, don't play ISO. Just give me that neon.
What do you
every day, bro? That was so good.
That last map.
Okay. Hands down. You were 21-3 overall. But I'm sorry, that's sunset, man. Like, I'm just seeing people, you break people's ankles, like, God damn.
I remember just breaking Les's ankles. I was flanking, I was like, guys, I think I know where he's at. I started jumping around, doing circles, and he's like, oh, he's right there. Boom,
do you feel like that movement gives you just so much more freedom now?
Like, sure. I'm a movement player. I'm not a full aim god or anything like that. I can shoot, sure, yeah, but my movement, I think people underestimate it a lot, so.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much more room to grow. Like, you're by far the best we've seen so far in terms of neon movement.
I appreciate that.
I think hands down. But I feel like you're gonna get better. I saw you like jumping on some boxes and stuff, trying to go for the slides.
Oh yeah, I was trying to hit the fun trick shots. You know, like, I'm trying to have fun. You know, I don't know.
Is the peak much higher?
I think now, since there's double slide, people don't understand how neon actually fully works. Back then it was one slide, pop the ult, get the second slide. Now I can get 4 or 5 slides around. You know, if you're on fire, you getting 4 or 5 slides. And I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
I didn't even know that was possible.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing against that?
You were like freaking sliding backwards. You're like seeing the animation just like trip out. It was absolutely nuts. But let's talk about this matchup though against Loud, because y'all had no idea coming into it like what you were going to be getting out of the Loud camp.
Yeah.
But you know that each match has a lot of weight to it, especially right now. Was there a little bit of that concern coming into this one against Loud?
I think after we won our last 2 matches, we kind of were just like, guys, we're here to play, and we have only one goal left. Like, before it was Shanghai, now it's like, we got to make it the champs. Like, that's our end goal, right? Same thing was like last year. Like, guys, we didn't know if we were going to make playoffs last year, but same thing. Like, we're like, hey, we're going to make it. If we make it, give it our all. Why not? So that's our goal right now. Hit the playoffs. Well, we have 2 goals. Hit playoffs, hit champs, and then see how the run goes from there. So.
Yeah, no, I respect that, man.
Yeah, when it comes specifically to Loud and how they played today, like, were you guys expecting that? Because I feel like it was really back and forth. But we also heard that Loud and you guys were like the most creative in the off season. So were you guys like kind of expecting the way they played today, or how did you prep kind of for it?
I mean, we didn't expect Sadhawk on Neon, so we're just like, oh, okay. And
ain't nobody expect that.
Okay. He looks good on it, to be honest. Like, I think he knows what he needs to do for his team to like, be the bigger person and take that entry role that no one else could probably do on the team yet. I'm not sure though, right?
Yeah.
And then Tui's on Gecko. Like, it's nice to see a change. Like, he was a good controller, so like to see him like flex to other roles, I think that's hard for other players to like do in this level of franchise as well. So
yeah, no, for sure.
It's nice to see them like trying to be the best at what they can do. So.
Yeah, like use the tools, do what you can. I mean, basically it's what you guys are doing right now as well, right? Everyone, at this point in the season, this is it, right? It's go time.
Yep.
So, I mean, well, speaking of go time here, actually, this takes us over to our Twitch chat question. This was from Mr. Morg, said, what message do you have for Boostio following his impending retirement?
You gotta wake up, man. Come on, man. We gotta win, man. We gotta make the chance, man, and then you can retire.
Then you can retire, right?
Make the chance, bro.
Dude is always getting himself in trouble. I'm sorry, the China beef, now this, like, oh God.
Yeah, do you see that? Do you see him make those kinds of outlandish comments? You'd be like, yeah, I'm glad he ain't on my team anymore, bro.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't want to deal with that right now.
He's like, I'm literally not going to answer that.
I'm not gonna answer that.
Yeah.
I love my boy, but I can't say
Oh, no, I know you love him.
I can't say nothing.
Still pain in the neck, though. You know what I mean? Of course, you know him. All right, we do have another question here. This one's a little nicer. We have, what does Jogamo want for your birthday? Because it's tomorrow, right?
Oh, it's tomorrow? Oh, yeah.
Is it? I don't know. Damn. I forget my birthday all the time.
It's the 24th, and then the 25th is my birthday.
Oh.
Oh, wait, is your birthday coming up soon,
Actually,
too?
he Googled it in the break.
Called out, brother.
That's great. I'm going to sleep.
Athena with no chill whatsoever. What do you want for your birthday, Jogamo?
I'm not picky, man. Just, hey, can I get some Prime subs? Like, that's it. Like, I'm good, man. Like,
Hook your boy up with some Prime subs. You know, I'll tell you what. Next time you stream, I'll come in, I'll drop 10 gifted. 20 gifted. 20, okay. 20 gifted.
Just a Prime, man.
I got just a Prime, or just a Prime. You fine with just a Prime? Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for that question, Ghost Dog. Appreciate you. But let's go ahead and take a look at our standings, where we are right now in the competition. Just some minor updates as players move up and down. EG is going to be sitting at 7th with their victory with a 3-3 scoreline there, but they net themselves another championship point. They're right behind 100 Thieves, because, you know, that happened today. And Furia managed to pick up that massive win. Did you get a chance to watch any of that Furia 100 Thieves game? What'd you make of it?
Look intense on the I think it was on Icebox.
Yeah.
Very intense. And then Haven, I thought like 100 Thieves were going to come back a little bit, but I don't know why they were thrown, I guess. Like, they just started throwing. I thought they would, like, close it out. Like, they're a good team to close it out, so it's kind of, like, different to see from Shanghai to now.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I mean, the pressure's definitely on, right? All these teams wanting to make it to playoffs, make it to champs, of course. You see the matchup there. You got Cloud9 versus G2 Esports on Jogamo's birthday, of all things. Oh, my goodness gracious. A prediction for that one, Jog. Who do you think's going to walk out with the dub?
G2. Okay, so they left Shanghai pretty well, I think, for where they placed, but I don't know. I scrim Oxy almost every other day, so like.
Yeah, oh, so you got an intel.
He's a beast, so like I don't know. You guys a beast.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
I know. I saw your prediction. I saw your prediction, so like I'm gonna rock with him. Like, I think he looks crazy, so I think 2-1 C9. They might throw one map. They might just troll one map. So.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see what happens. It's going to be exciting one way or another. You got one match tomorrow, but that's going to do it for us here today. So thank you so much, Dog, for your time. Always appreciate you, brother. And that will do it. So we'll catch you tomorrow, same time, same place, C9 versus G2 for the last match of Week 1. We'll see you then.
Getting spicy. You're getting spicy.
Spicy.
Thank you.
100 Thieves are looking to continue the momentum after Stage 1 and a top 4 finish out of Master Shanghai. But their first stop is a team that has nothing to lose and everything to gain. It's going to be Furia versus 100 Thieves to start things off here at Day 2.
4-on-4 now as Snakebiter's about to ring down. Nosworth gets the pick on 2 Busio as well, and the hold is so far so good. Leaving Austin alone, you see him picking up the AWP, but the protocols are really good for Furia. Even if Asna falls, but Asna will get 2 before make that even 3 and score on the scoreboard. At least thankfully for Furia, they have the heal to come up for one of the players. Khalil has to fight towards the B site once again. Khalil lands 2 shots. Oh my God! Just before he got dizzied. Khalil inside the orb. That's 2 kills, chasing for the 3rd, and he is not missing with this rifle today. And as I say that, he at least will get it with the classic. And Furia, against all odds, will take the map of Icebox. Shanji stuck in the corner. That's 2 in his name. And now it's defused at halfway, and as he swings outside of the Shanji, once again, waiting for him. You're trying to dance across, but you're denied right away. But there's a push up from Sewers, and the kills are coming out from Khalil somehow from Sewers as well. A ping out from the Hunter's Fury. Atop is Khalil with the kill, and a second one onto Busio, 3 in the round. Spike is out of reach. Khalil is there.
Oh my gosh.
Swinging out for the 4K. Furia comes out with magic somehow and get the upset against 100 Thieves.
It's a matchup where both teams are in a very interesting position because neither can afford to lose and both need to get these dubs.
Yeah, definitely happy to see Pancada back playing once more. Shots getting fired and rattled.
Good for 3.
flying forwards, just trying to set this one up, and Loud, that is pure domination. Just has to sneak around this one. Avoid all of them, and he all catches it. And I don't know. The deal is up entirely. If Jorgamo even ended up losing it, it's an instant win.
There's only going to be one person here.
Door, a off! Oh no, that's fancy. 13-7 will be that scoreline. Loud walk away with Lotus. This is going to be broken there. Really fighting over this one, Jorgamo. It's not willing to let them get even a foothold in. Double dash going to be used here with a sliding glide, man. This guy is on fire right now. Spamming down a few stray bullets. Just catches onto that cranium, man. And I know exactly what Jorgamo is. Sadak, this guy is galvanizing with his performance. Just to get him out of dodge. And a paranoia to supplement Jorgamo. He's hunting even further. This guy, man, he can't be stopped.
And what a performance from EG and Jorgamo in particular.
Holding it down, the pre-fire Superman. Maybe he shouldn't be getting away with this one. He's left it to the 1v1. Superman.
VG can get a kill or something to make this bit more even.
They're not expecting the walls to just drop down in his face.
That's cool.
Barely there, and he wins it out almost easy as. Nice little pre-fire off to the side. Detainment onto two players, though. Needs to be that cover. Needs to be firing. And Superman is there. Jorgamo right behind him. Trades. Maybe a chance for Kawazin, but he's got too much to account for. Too much to deal with. And it's EG winning this fated matchup once more versus this Loud org.
Forever, yeah. I burned your letters, and I'm just forgetting about you. I'm just forgetting about you.